You are listening to Season 2 of The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, the short and often daily podcast in which I chronicle my life and attempt to be a writer by writing daily. Sometimes. Hello, today is Thursday the 23rd of October 2025 and you're listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. I slept appallingly last night. It took me absolutely ages to get to sleep. I think I was still awake at 2-3 o'clock, something like that. And I ended up waking up gone 9 o'clock and still haven't had my gym induction from the gym I joined last week. So I just got fed up of waiting and went anyway. I mean, I went in, I think it was about 10 o'clock, maybe just after. So not early like I've been the last couple of times. And what I did, I was in there an hour and a bit. And what I did was I did 6 10-minute exercises on cardio machines. So I did cross trainer. There's another one that I can't remember what it's called. Regular bike, hand bike, rower, and just the normal treadmill. Is that a total of 6? Well, it will be if I can remember what the other one was. Yeah, and I felt all right at the end of it. I didn't feel great. There's certain things, so I can't lean forward as much as I used to because of my hip. So although I did quite well on the rowing machine, but not as well as I used to be able to. The cycling was a bit painful. I used one of the ones where you sort of there's like a hand grip underneath the seat and you kind of pedal with your you pedal with your legs anyway, but they're ahead of you rather than underneath you. I use that type of bike, hoping it might be less painful, but it didn't seem to make much of a difference. I will try the other one next time, but I know that one's painful because my heel keeps hitting the bike on my or the frame of the bike on the regular one, because I used one of those in New York several weeks ago. But it was a step in the right direction, and then I sort of came home and I was just shattered. I didn't do an awful lot. I didn't do any writing. This is turning into an excuse podcast this month. I'm very, very definitely not going to make my 30,000 word target this month, and which is a bit of a shame, but I'm not. Do you know what? I've met all the other targets I've set myself so far. I'll still have written nearly 80 to 85,000 words of the book this month. Not this month, but in total, having worked on it for 3 and a bit months. So, do you know what? It's a shame, but I can't force myself when I'm not in the right place. And then the thing I did this afternoon, which was interesting, was one of the gym membership features was like a personal well-being thing. So I went and sat with a member of staff at the gym, and we talked about, basically she had this big questionnaire in which I just had to give honest answers about certain things, and it was like, how good is my nutrition? It was more detailed than that, so it had loads of questions about nutrition, like do you have a coffee after 5 o'clock normally, how much alcohol do you drink, all those kind of questions. It had stuff about exercise, sleep, I've already said nutrition, mental health, absolutely tons. Well, not tons, but it took us about 40 minutes to go through the questionnaire. And for each question, you had to rate yourself out of 5, where 5 is good and 1 is piss poor. And it's a shame, actually, because they've sent me the results. It's a shame I haven't got access to the actual questions on the results email, because it would have been interesting to go through them in a bit more detail. But areas where I'm good, so I almost never drink alcohol now. So that I gave myself a 5 out of 5. But like other areas, and socialising. So one of the questions was, are you a member of a club or something that you go at least once a month? Well, actually, yes. I'm a member of two writing groups, and I tend to go to at least one book club a month as well. In fact, this month I think I've been out on 5 occasions or 4 occasions to activities like that. So that's good. So I was able to give myself full marks on that. Things like how happy I am with my weight and all that kind of stuff, obviously very, very low. The hip has meant that I'm going to, struggle to do the things I used to like to do, because I used to be able to just go on big bike rides, and that would just, enough of those in a quick period of time, and I would end up with a really, really quite fit and lose weight easily. But that didn't happen. That isn't happening at the moment. So anyway, we totted up my score, and I got 30%. Oh dear. So, but then there's obvious, little things things I can do to make that better. So the one about drinking enough water a day, I gave myself a 3 out of 5 because when I'm at work, I tend to drink enough, and when I'm not, I don't. And I've been particularly bad. I mean, it's ridiculous because I bought myself that smart flask, which reminds me to drink, and I just can't be bothered to use it, or I haven't been bothering to use it. So yeah, there's quite a few next steps and bits and pieces come out of that. I actually wish I could see the detail more, because I think I would take away things. But so one of the things we talked about was how I tend to eat healthily at the beginning of the month because I get shopping delivered. But then I'm very bad at then doing top-up shops because I hate going to supermarket because I used to work in one. So then I'm very, very bad at then going to do a top-up shop to get the fresh food and bits and pieces and so on. So yeah, so that was that. That's basically it for today. And tomorrow I will be going to Leeds, getting ready for Tani's Authors in the Armouries event on Saturday. So yeah, tomorrow I'm assuming I'm going to record the podcast from Leeds. We shall see. Anyway, take care, and I shall talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye. You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. For more information about what I'm writing, go to linktr.ee/Richard Writes, capital R, capital W, where you can find details of my website and social media. I may see you there.